Time is 9:56 at night on the 23rd of the 7th. We're making my first Crystal Palace season review. So, first match, Palace vs Everton at Selhurst Park. We knew this was going to be a very difficult match because of how good Everton's transfer window was, while spending 40 million on Moise Kean, bringing in a good defensive midfielder known as Guamin, and starting Calvert-Lewin. Everyone at the start of this season knew that they were going for Europe. They're not going to get champions, but they're definitely going to be competing with Wolves for Europa League. So, the match was very uneventful. The stats were very similar. Schneiderlin got sent off in the 76th minute. Palace didn't really get any advantage from that at all. Pretty poor performance from Palace. However, Zaha was coming back from an injury, and how he just came back from the African Cup of Nations, and he came on later in the match. But I feel if he was there at the start, we would have done more. But 0-0 draw, not too bad against someone who we feel is going to do a lot better than us this year. So the second match, away to Sheffield United, just come up from the Championship. Looked like an alright team. Chris Wilder likes to play a very extravagant way of football by having flying centre-backs. Going into this match looking like Zaha can get in behind the attacking centre-back if we nick the ball off them. Hopefully it'll be an easy run on goal. However, that's what we thought. That's not what happened. We ended up losing 1-0. Yeah. Unfortunately, I took the journey up to Sheffield that day. The away end was very poor. In the seats literally next to us, if you sat down, you was faced with cardboard. It was rubbish, trust me. To the actual match, we had more possession, surprisingly, a lot less shots. The team looked very flat. There was no leadership. Everyone looked like they didn't want to be there, really. This was a very good opportunity to get some points, we thought. This was before Sheffield United hit their stride and they were playing very well. I think the main thing is that Zaha is not a striker. Zaha is a winger. Zaha should not be playing up front on his own. Even though he was playing with Benteke was very isolated, and so was Zaha. Max and Townsend didn't do anything in this match, and it was a very disappointing performance from the Eagles. 1-0 loss. So, third game, Palace vs Man United at Old Trafford. Brilliant match, might I add. So, start of the match. Schlupp wins a header against Harry Maguire, who's £80 million unwell spent. Slots it through to Jordan Ayew, who slots it perfectly in the bottom left corner. De Gea could do nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. Brilliant goal. In the second half, Martial was running through, Martin Kelly dragged him down. Definite penalty, which is what the ref gave. Marcus Rashford steps up, smashes it against the post, goes flying out for a corner. Very unfortunate for United. It's not our fault. Very happy that he missed. Really late on in the match, Dan James, 89th minute, sprints at Ward, cuts it back, beautiful right-footed curler in the top right corner. Nothing Geiter could do about it. Ward really should have got a lot closer to him, not let him cut in, but beautiful goal. However, he really should have celebrated for longer, because if he did, we wouldn't have ran that down the other end and scored. To start the attack, Benteke did a beautiful tackle, laid it off to Zaha. Zaha skinned Wan-Bissaka, unleashed a mighty shot against De Gea, who he palmed it away, but right into the path of Patrick Bernardo, who slotted it home. Beautiful performance. This is 2 years in a row in which we're unbeaten at Old Trafford. Brilliant 3 points. Okay, so the fifth game was Palace vs Aston Villa. This match was played at Selhurst Park. This match was a very good performance by Palace. The whole match we was asking the goalkeeper questions. We was playing really well. Luca had a few really good chances. He had one really good chance where Ben Foster made an absolutely brilliant save. Ayew nearly scored a wonder goal. This was a really good match, really good at shooting. So this match was very even, very even, until Trezeguet got a yellow card for going in for a late challenge for Zaha, but he got a second yellow when Zaha was on the wing. Zaha was waiting for him to come in. Zaha knew he was going to commit, waited till he got close, nudged the ball out the way, let Trezeguet take him out. Easy red card. He walked right into it. Right after that happened, we switched into another gear. Schlupp sent a brilliant through ball down to Ayew. Ayew did a nice little turn, got it through the legs of Mings and wiggled through Grealish and slotted the ball in nicely in the bottom corner. It was absolutely brilliant goal. However, this was our first time of VAR controversy. So, Grealish was running through, sent a beautiful ball down to, I can't remember who scored it exactly, but sent a beautiful ball to the right and they scored the goal. However, the referee blew up because they believed that Grealish dived. I don't think it was a dive, personally. I think that Zaha did run into him and that it would have been a free kick and the goal should have stood. However, VAR couldn't get involved because the referee blew up before the goal was scored, so that whole goal was void. I think we were very lucky with VAR this time. The goal really should have stood, but we got lucky this time. Good 3 points. Match 6. Crystal Palace versus Tottenham Hotspur at the new White Hart Lane. I was at this match as well. If I haven't said this already, I have a season ticket, so all home games I have attended. So, out in the new White Hart Lane, it's a beautiful stadium. I really loved how they fill up the beers from the bottom. That was quite cool because if you bang them on the wall, the bottom comes out and all your beer falls all over the floor. Brilliant, fun times. Stadium looks immaculate. It's probably the best stadium in the league. Yeah, it is the best stadium in the league. I really think that. So, on to the actual match. We lost 4-0. Absolutely disgusting performance. This was the first match that Sacco and Cahill played at the back together. And I'm sorry, but it looks the best on paper, but it's really not. It is a horrible back line. This match was hot. We played so badly. There was no pressing. We let Spurs have all the space in the world. Heung-min Son always scores at least 2 goals against us. Both of them were really nice goals. Unfortunately, there was no pressing. It felt like there was no leadership, even though we have 2 people which are captain material on that pitch in Luca and Cahill. Very disappointing. I left before the match even finished because the walk back to the station was very long and I didn't want to be kept in there with nearly 100,000 Spurs fans. However, this was the first match, and I believe the only match, in which Victor Camarasa showed himself in the match. I didn't see it personally, but as I was watching the highlights, Camarasa came on in the last 5 minutes and nearly set up a nice goal for Benteke. Overall, I think Camarasa should play more, but oh well, 4-0 loss. Match 7, Crystal Palace vs Wolves at Selhurst Park. This is a right ding-dong of a match, if I'm honest. It was a very entertaining match to watch. Good performance overall by both teams. I think both teams played really well. Very funny seeing how Roy nearly fell over when we scored. That was quite funny. Okay. The first goal, they're calling it as a Dendoncker own goal. I'm sorry, but that is Ward's goal right there. He smashed it straight through a whole crowd of people. It took about 3 deflections. Unfortunately, came off Dendoncker and then went in the goal. Don't know why they counted it as his goal. Obviously, the game doesn't like us. However, in this match, it was a guy to a masterclass. He was saving everything. He was unbeatable. The red card was well deserved. He chopped Zaha for no reason. Zaha was on the wing near where the managers stand. There was no reason for it. However, after this red card, normally you'd think we'd push on. The fans were right behind the team. We was all singing how rubbish this guy is in the crowd. The stadium was rocking. However, we did not take advantage of this at all. Unfortunately, in the 96th minute, when they gave 4 minutes of extra time, so they're 2 minutes over already, Traore whips in a beautiful cross to the back post. Ward slips. Jota scores. I'm sorry, but you can't be slipping in the box. I think that this was the first sign in which we realised that we are going to pay for our mistakes for not buying a replacement for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. This was a really big oversight from the board. We really should have got a right back in. But it's still a point, and Wolves are a proper force to reckon with in this season, so a point isn't too bad, and we keep going. Match 8, Crystal Palace vs Norwich at Sellers Park. It was a overall very good performance. This was the match in which I took my girlfriend to watch. After this match, she's been a Palace fan since. I don't think she likes football anymore. Anyway, moving on from that, it was a really good performance. Palace looked like, even though the stats don't say it, Palace were really the dominating force in this match. The attacking play was brilliant. The Patrick Van Arnold overlaps were awesome. He was always going over, whipping a nice cross in. The penalty, definite penalty. There's no arguing with it. Neatly slotted away by Luka Milivojevic. He doesn't really miss them. The second goal was so nicely worked. It was really nice tiki-taka. The ball into Townsend's feet were awesome. And there's not really much else I can say about this match, apart from in the last couple of minutes of injury time, Zaha was doing keepy-ups on the touchline. Very fun. So, match 9, Crystal Palace vs West Ham at that shitty Olympic Stadium. I hate it there. The stadium's awful. Unless you're sitting in the bottom deck, you're about half a pitch length away from the actual pitch. But if you're high up in the gods, good luck mate, you're gonna need some binoculars. Anyway, to the match. The start was good. Both sides were a bit stale. Both sides were really targeting each other's key players. For example, West Ham were really targeting Zaha. We was really targeting Felipe Anderson. Both of them players were really shut out in the first half. Second half rolls around. We switch off completely as we normally do. Instant reply from West Ham. Nice little through passes. Bang, bang, bang. Nice little cross to Sebastian Haller. New £40 million signing. He's not missing an open goal. 1-0 West Ham. Next, penalty. Stonewall penalty like 5 minutes later. However, Luka is missing this match due to him getting 5 yellow cards up until this point. So, Van Arnold steps up, takes the penalty without even thinking about it. It looked like he was our main penalty taker. He struck it beautifully into the bottom left corner. Nice celebration with the fans. We carry on. 87 minutes. Townsend whips in across, gets a nice little head on by Kelly. Ayew touches it in. The ref calls instantly offside. As this happens, we're still celebrating. We haven't seen the flag go up. We see the flag go up. I turn to my left and I see all these West Ham fans giving it to the Palace fans. Like giving all the hand signals you can think of. Saying all the verbal abuse you can think of. It was insane. We were standing there taking this abuse for like 3 minutes while VAR was still deciding what happened. And then it all came back. The goal stood. We let out the biggest roar. If you watch the replay, I think the roar from getting the VAR decision overturned was bigger than West Ham actually scoring their goal. It was insane. We was giving all the abuse back to them. They got exactly what they deserved. A great match, great performance, nice comeback, absolute scenes. Crystal Palace versus Manchester City, the previous champions of the Premier League. We lost 2-0 at Sellers Park. We got battered. There was no desire, no fight. It was really boring watching it. And we had Wayne Hennessy in goal. Big Wayne. He's such a bad keeper, but he's okay as a reserve keeper, but he is a liability sometimes. The only upside I could see to that match was we whipped in a nice corner. Benteke, absolutely powerful header. Super powerful header. That would have went in if any other goalkeeper in the world, apart from Ederson. Nice fingertip save onto the bar and then out again. So unfortunate. That would have been so big for Benteke at that point because he hasn't scored for so long. Downsides, we was rubbish. They hit the post twice in that match, so it really should have been 4-0. Awful, awful, awful showing. Not happy. No points. Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2 at the hated Emirates. It's not really the Emirates though, it's the library, come on. Quick overview of the match. Pretty average, I would say, until we started turning on the gas. We conceded 2 early corners, both really rubbish, defending by Cahill, MacArthur, who let David Luiz run on the second goal. Yeah, not a very good performance. Should have lost because VAR said otherwise. They said that Callum Chambers fouled Luka Milivojevic when clearing the ball, when I honestly thought the goal should have stood. I thought it was really stupid. Very lucky. Okay, so Ayew and Zaha, brilliant this whole match. Ayew was asking questions the whole match and he eventually got his goal. Zaha was making a show, as he always does at the Emirates, trying to show that he was the person Arsenal should have brought instead of Nicolas Pepe. We scored 2 goals. Nice build-up play to Ayew's goal. Ayew headed it across the goal. Leno had no chance. First goal. Zaha gets a beautiful through ball. Zaha takes on Callum Chambers, sprints off. He's absolutely out of there. Callum Chambers takes his legs out, and the referee says, "No, that's a dive." I've never seen a guy pull a yellow card out of his pocket so fast in my life. What a waste, man. Anyway, VAR has a look at it, and instantly, within about 5-6 seconds, they say it's a definite penalty. Makes the referee look like a right knob. Anyway, 2-2, great point. Crystal Palace vs Leicester at Selhurst Park. Easy one, very easy one. 2-0 loss. Shit. No effort, no leadership. As I say with every match which we lose and we don't play well. Highlights of the match for me, personally, was making fun of Jamie Vardy's wife. And the second one was how Jamie Vardy made himself look like an utter twat by pretending to be an eagle on his goal celebration, which was a half-assed goal, pretended to look like a bad man by showing off, but in reality, he turned into a big-ass meme. What a twat. Palace versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. We lost 2-0. No points. This match really showed our lack of a right-back, really showed our lack of a striker. So when Michy Batshuayi came on, he made a massive difference for them. He nearly scored 2 goals, assisted 1. A very ropey performance. Nothing else I can say really, apart from Tompkins had a free header in the first half which he really should have sunk. But we lost. The typical Palace way. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool at Selhurst Park. It was a 2-1 win for Liverpool. I'm not complaining about this match. I thought we played really well actually. Unfortunately, as I said many other times, lack of a right back. Mane gets a nice little through ball for Robertson. Easy run. Nice little slotted goal. Our goal, brilliantly worked, brilliant teamwork. Everyone from Van Arnold to MacArthur to Benteke, who was doing all the passing, to Zaha, who lets the ball run. He doesn't take a touch, he lets it run through his legs, swivels onto his right foot, bangs it in the bottom left corner. Absolute scenes. Obviously, Liverpool does a Liverpool thing, take a foul. Nothing happens when it should have been a foul, should have been our foul. Firmino just goes in and gets a last minute goal. However, all these people saying that Trent is the best right back in the world, no he's not. I know I'm a Palace fan, but trust me, Wan-Bissaka is so much better at defending than this man. Zaha had this guy on ropes. Even when Zaha was playing against Wan-Bissaka at Man United, and Wan-Bissaka's not playing very well at Man United, Wan-Bissaka can handle Zaha a lot better than Trent can, and that's a fact. Away to Burnley. 2-0 win. Get in there. Personally, very nice match. Watched it on TV. Thought we played really well. From the first second in which we kicked off, brilliant work ethic. Instantly in their face. Always looking for a goal. Whenever there was a window, we had a shot. Unluckily, we had a chance really early in the match where Van Arnold had a brilliant through ball given to him from MacArthur. He did a beautiful cross in, straight to Kouyaté, who spooned the hell out of that shot. What was he doing? But Van Arnold found himself on the goal line, touched it back, and Maka put it straight in the net. However, Van Arnold was offside because he was on the goal line. Really rubbish to be VAR'd out. Kouyaté really should have put that in the net. Oh well. Not long later, Wilfried Zaha has a little break, kills their right back, has a little cut onto his left foot, takes a pretty bad shot actually. Keeper really should have saved it. Goes in. Oh well, Zaha's first goal of the season. Pretty good. Nice start. The rest of the match was a bit ropey. They scored and got VAR'd out. Very, very lucky, but also it really should have been VAR'd out because he was offside by miles, and there was a handball in the build-up play. And you can't look past how good Schlupp's goal was. He just got a ball pinged at him. He took 2 touches, one to take it down, one to put it in front of him, and just levered it. Like I can't explain it, but trust me, when you've seen that goal, it's a quality strike. Massive 3 points for Palace. Hey. Bournemouth Palace. 1-0 to Palace. Yeah, so at the start of the match, Sacco got a red card. I do not believe this was a red card because he got the ball and his follow through hit the player. However, VAR, being an arsehole, obviously sends our player off. However, we have got really good team spirit in this match. This match we played really, really well. So, in this match, somehow we'll be able to keep it up, keep the good pressure going, and Jeffrey Ross Clark Schlupp, yeah? Donny runs straight at the goal and just slaps it and it's a goal. It's amazing. The scenes were mad. I wasn't there at the match this time because I was out at a concert with my friend, but just watching the highlights, it must have been insane atmosphere after that goal winner. Match 16. Elton John's fuckboys fouled the shit out of Zaha all match. Boring game. 0-0. Fuck Watford. Derby day. The day in which all Palace and Brighton fans tick off in their calendar so they can have the whole day to watch this one match. Both sides played pretty well actually. Obviously, with Brighton having a good transfer window and having a new manager, Graham Potter, they played alright football. They brought a striker unlike us, and it showed. Neil Maupay, nice little goal. However, Mr. Wilfried Zaha, Mr. I only turn up and score huge goals against Brighton in his whole career. Mr. He will take on your whole backline and still score a wonderful goal. That man scored a wonderful goal and did exactly what I just said. Brilliant goal, brilliant strike. Made them look like absolute nutters. Lewis Dunk is a... Yeah, we all know what I was going to say there, but I don't think YouTube would like that one. Anyway, after Zaha scored that goal, honestly, we peppered them. It was a slaughterfest after that, but unfortunately we scored a little bit too late and couldn't capitalise on this momentum which we had. Number 19. Newcastle 1, Palace 0. I'm really happy I didn't go to this match because that would have been a long journey for a shit performance. Almiron hasn't scored in so long and scores against Palace. Just another day at the work. Normally we play pretty well at Newcastle like last year and the year before that, but this time was not the case. Rubbish performance. So happy I didn't waste a whole 2 days just going up there to watch that match. The last match of part 1, match 20, Palace 2, West Ham 1. exactly carbon copy of the last match. West Ham scored, we scored, and then we scored. It's another comeback. However, this was another brilliant match, but this match is revolved around Jordan Ayew. That goal, picking it up from the right wing, taking 2 touches past 2 players, then Rabona in their centre back, taking another 2 touches to get around 2 more players, and then a chip over Fabianski. Now that's a world-class goal right there, and that is Palace's goal of the season, 100%. Brilliant match, brilliant atmosphere. Up Jordan Ayew, 3 points. Alright, and that's all for part 1. Part 2 should be coming pretty shortly. I'm not sure how long it will take to edit, but this one, the second part, will definitely come out after the Spurs match on Sunday. So up the Palace, let's hope we get this 3 points.